Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Imagine Old People, and welcome back for the first time in months. Holy crap, it has been wild, and by now, I can guarantee you half of my subscribers probably won't even get a notification that I'm uploading this, because yeah, it's completely my fault, guys. I was busy with work and then school because, yeah, fun. But I'm finally able to record a video because there's a hiatus in school, like you get to the first week, it's all crazy, and then the next few weeks, you're just going through the motions, and eventually as you go more through the motions, you'll get used to it. So until exams come up in like December, January, I should be uploading on a regular basis, hopefully. But enough about that, let's get straight into the video. This is What If Naruto Left Konoha. We begin our story seeing a young Naruto Uzumaki at the age of 6 walking through the streets of Konoha, even though it is the middle of the day. It is odd. He should be at the academy right now, and yet he's not. Naruto has his hands in his pockets and is walking along the streets that normally nobody comes down, not during the middle of the day at least. And he's doing this because he doesn't want to run into anyone. He's sad. He doesn't know why he's sad, per se, but he has what many people would call depression, although he doesn't even really know what that means. He just knows that he's sad, and he doesn't know why. I guess it's because I feel lonely, Naruto would think to himself. This kinda sucks. My life kinda sucks. Why do I even stay in this village? Isn't there other lands out there in the land of fire that I could stay in? Maybe there's more opportunities for me there rather than this village where everyone hates me, but my home is here, if you can even call it that. It's so confusing. I don't know. I think I should just stay. I'm too young to go anywhere. I can't do anything. I'm not strong enough to do anything. Just then, Naruto would be stopped by a sudden man jumping in front of him. This man would hold a kunai up, but then immediately drop the kunai as he would remove the small mask that Naruto had on his face. This was one of the various things that a shop owner had thrown at him after Naruto had tried to come in his store. Naruto picked up the mask and ran. He didn't really care that people hated him, but he didn't really like it either. The mask fell to the ground, and the man who was surprised automatically said, "I am so sorry, Naruto." It was Iruka, Naruto's academy teacher. Naruto would be so surprised that he would drop to the ground, falling flat on his butt. "Why did you do that? I thought you cared about me. I thought you were the only one that did." Iruka said, "No, Naruto, you don't understand. There were some bad people around here recently. I didn't mean to try to... No, don't even say it. I know you hate me just as much as they do. Just go away." He would get up and collect himself before running off, going all the way back to his house. He would slam the door behind him and lock it, both the lock and the door lock. He would go throw himself on his bed, if you could even call it a bed, a simple single bed with a rough mattress. A pillow that had been torn to shreds, because many people liked to ransack his house while he was out, just because the people hated him. Maybe Naruto was right. Maybe there was better opportunity if he left the village rather than if he stayed. Naruto began to ponder on that, and eventually, he would think to himself, "That's right. There are lands where people wouldn't even know who I am, so they couldn't think of me as a monster. I don't even know why these people do. But surely, someone who never knew me wouldn't think me a monster. At least, someone that doesn't live in this village. There's a land, right? I saw it on a map once." Naruto would continue to think to himself until eventually he would come to the name. The Land of Waves! That's it! Yeah, the Land of Waves. I could go there, and I could live there, and my life would be perfect. I could maybe have a friend. Wouldn't that be great? Naruto then smiled. Yeah, that would be great. Naruto began to run over, and he would pack up all his belongings, which wasn't much. a simple frog bag that held his money, and a couple extra jumpsuits. That's about it. Naruto didn't have much to his name. Not a picture of his parents or anything. He didn't even know who his parents were. Naruto would then sigh, and then eventually make his way out in the middle of the night. He would go to one of the various shops and manage to sneak in. It was a weapons shop. Naruto wanted to grab a few things, and no one would really notice if a couple kunai and shuriken were gone, so he grabbed a couple of things. 3 smoke bombs, a handful of shuriken, somewhat around 10, and a kunai. This was all he grabbed, and he grabbed a carrier for all of this, stuck it to the side of his leg, and ran off. And under the cover of the night, he would leave the village. Now, obviously there were jonin guarding, but Naruto, being the small slippery child he is, would manage to sneak past them. After all, they wouldn't really sense him with his... Even though he technically had an immense amount of chakra, the 5-pronged seal wasn't being provoked in the slightest, so no one really noticed him, just as he would notice any other child. He would begin to run off into the forest, and after almost 3 hours of walking, would fall, exhausted from everything that had happened. He'd be breathing heavily. He had been running quite a lot, and yet it didn't even seem like he was that far from the village. How long to the land of waves? Naruto would say, soon realizing that he had completely forgotten a map. Oh, are you kidding me? How could I forget that? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. He would kick a tree and then immediately regret it, grabbing his foot as it really hurt. Ow, ow. He fell down and would just sigh. Naruto opened his eyes and looked at the starry sky above. Well, I guess it was worth it for this, he would say, looking at the glimmering stars and fascinating constellations. The Lord Third, the man who was supposed to be his caretaker, but more of just the guy who gave him money every month, talked to him about this once, the constellations. He never explained what they meant, but he always would draw them in the sky for Naruto to see. He thought always, but really it only happened about 3 times in his entire life. Naruto sighed. The Lord Third had put him in an orphanage until he was about 3. But after that orphanage found out his secret, he was kicked out. Naruto didn't even know what his own secret was, but the villagers all knew. Everyone knew. And as soon as they found out, he was apparently no longer fit to be put in that orphanage. Naruto shook his head, trying not to think of all that depressing stuff, before he would roll over and close his eyes. Sleep. That's what you need. It's sleep. Just go to sleep. Naruto would sigh and smile, thinking of ramen. Ramen and ramen galore. Naruto would find himself in a small room, not really knowing where he was. It was a place, but a place he had never been before. It was a small room, or at least it looked compact, even though it also looked infinite. It was weird. There was water on the ground, just a thin layer. And as he looked up, he saw giant bars, a cage. But he really couldn't tell whether he was on the side that was trapped, or if something else was on the other side and it was trapped. All Naruto could hear was a faint breathing. This breathing was a harsh breathing, but it was only very faint. Naruto would become scared as the breathing would turn into coughing as something got up, as if it woke from its slumber. Naruto would look on in fear as a giant 9-tailed fox came up to him and looked directly at him. What are you? As the giant 9-tailed fox would simply look at Naruto, pondering whether or not this kid was even worth his time of day. The red fox would then simply say a word. Wake. As the Naruto would jolt finding himself in the middle of a field. He didn't know how he got there. It's almost as if he sleptwalked, because his bag wasn't with him. Oh no, where am I? That bag had literally everything except for my ninja tools. Oh, come on. Where am I? Naruto would continue to walk until he found the dirt road. Oh, who knows how far away I am from my stuff. Ah, jeez. Naruto would then just continue down the path, deciding to give up on trying to go back to find his clothes. He needed to just head forward, until he came across somewhere where he could get a map. He didn't have any money on him. His wallet wasn't there with him. Oh, come on, what am I even gonna do? Ask them to look at a map for free? That's not how it works. Naruto would shake his head, trying not to think about it and just thinking about getting to the next village. As Naruto would continue on, until eventually he would come across a small cross-section. The main road would continue on, but a small dirt road led off the side. It was probably only for about a house. Definitely not for anything big, like a small land, but it was definitely probably a house. So he decided to go down that road to see if that person who lived there had a map. He would see, and it would be a small house, very small. In fact, you could probably call it a shack. 1 floor and probably only had about 3 rooms. But it looked as if no one had been here in a while. The garden was all withered and decayed. In fact, it didn't seem as if anybody had lived here in a long time. Naruto would walk inside the shack, and he would make his way around, trying to look for a map or perhaps food. He was beginning to get pretty hungry and had been walking from the morning time till the late afternoon, so he had been walking for quite a while. He wanted to find just something to eat and hopefully a map. But Naruto wouldn't find a map, and he would find food though. He'd find many cans of beans and many cups of ramen, and he would break open that ramen and he'd begin to cook it. And as it came out, he would sit down at the table and begin to eat that ramen. This is so good. Ramen has never tasted so good before. As then, he would hear a small noise. Naruto would then ask, Hey, is someone there? I'm sorry if you live here. I didn't mean to eat your ramen. As then all of a sudden, Naruto would look behind him as there was someone standing there. That person came down on him with a kunai, but Naruto had managed to jump out of the way and bonk his head on the side of the table, completely and utterly passing out. Naruto, after a few hours, would begin to open his eyes again. He would come face to face with a young boy, probably only about 1 or 2 years older than him. A small 8-year-old boy. Bigger than Naruto, though. Definitely. And was probably pretty big for an 8-year-old. He was quite tall. But he didn't have much muscle definition. Definitely not. He was kinda lanky. But what could you expect? He was only 8 years old after all. Naruto wasn't any strong at all. His arms were incredibly skinny. His entire body was. He wasn't built in the slightest. But then again, as he said for the boy, he was a 6-year-old. Why would he be anything less than just a small boy? But Naruto would look up at the boy and ask, Who are you? Then continuing, Where am I? I'm still in the shack, right? But, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to eat your food. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was really just looking for a map and I got really hungry. I'm sorry. Jeez, stop apologizing so much. It makes you look like a real dork. The boy would say. And don't worry about it. I live by myself, so there's no parent to get mad about it. You live by yourself? But you're so young. Huh. Yeah, my parents died. a few years back. He died during the Third Great Shinobi War. Well, not during it, after it. But it was during, what was it? A Nine-Tails attack or something like that? Naruto would freeze. The Nine-Tails. He'd heard about the attack. Wait. That Nine-Tails he saw last night. He could talk to the Nine-Tails? Was the Nine-Tails inside of him? Or inside his mind? Is that why everyone hated him? Naruto decided to keep his mouth shut, not wanting to reveal this truth to the boy. I don't really care, but as long as the beast was defeated. And then I lived with my grandma until I was 5 years old, but she got sick. And I've been living on my own ever since. Wow, you're so strong. That must take a lot of courage. I'm surprised you even know what that means. But yeah, it was hard. But hey, now that you're here, maybe I can help you. After all, it's been pretty lonely. No one ever comes by. How do you get this ramen? Oh, well, I go to one of the nearby villages, and I pick up a few things, and I bring them back here. I stock up, and I only go in every month or two. Oh, what is the next village or town over? Oh, it's called the Land of Waves. Have you ever heard of it? Yes, that's where I was wanting to go. That's where I was gonna start a new life. Huh? Kid, that's kind of weird, you know? Normally the people that don't want to start new lives are people that have done really bad things. Oh, I haven't done anything bad, but... you're gonna hate me. But I think I might be the Nine-Tails. What? What? No, you're not a demon fox. You're a kid. You're a 6 or 7-year-old kid. You're not a demon fox. Everybody seems to think I am. Oh, are you like its, what was the term? Jinchuriki or something like that? You're its holder, right? Well, doesn't that make you like a hero or something? Because you're holding the Nine-Tails. You're keeping him from destroying the village even more. So aren't you the hero instead of the villain? Shouldn't they have praised you? I never really thought about it like that. Well, and they didn't either, obviously. Oh, I should probably tell you my name, you know? Hopefully we can be friends even after this, the boy would say, sticking out his arm. My name is Fuji Chinoke. Oh, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. Oh, that's cool. What? That last name? I think it's the same name as... Yeah, the 4th Hokage's wife. The 4th Hokage's wife? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was an Uzumaki. The Uzumakis were mostly killed off a long time ago during the First Great Shinobi War. But there's a few around still today. Or at least, there was only one that was known. But there are theorized to be more out there. Really? I'd love to meet them. Well, I sure as hell don't know any. I don't know a lot of people at all. In fact, you're the first person, as I said, to come by here in years. But that's enough about you. And enough about me. I know you're hungry, so you're probably even hungrier now. So why don't we eat something, huh? And a proper meal this time, not just cup ramen. I have a small, actual garden full of food. The garden in the front is a bunch of flowers that I didn't want to take care of, so I didn't, and they all died. But I have an actual garden in the back, and I can cook us up an actual meal. You wait right here, and I'll call you down when it's time. I'm surprised, though. You left without taking anything? Actually, I think I walk away from all my stuff, and I didn't know where I was when I woke up. Naruto would say, rubbing the back of his head. You're funny. I like you. I hope we can be friends, Naruto, he would say, running off. Naruto smiled, clutching his chest. A friend. A friend. He said he wanted to be his friend. Naruto would just smile to himself as he would look at the window. So that was really the 4th Hokage's wife's last name. I wonder if I'm related to her. Wait, if I'm related to her, would that mean that I was related to the 4th Hokage? No. If I was related to the 4th Hokage, then the old man would have treated me a whole lot better. Yeah, there's no way. What a silly idea, he would say, shaking his head. As then, and a few minutes later, dinner would be ready and Naruto had his first home-cooked meal. He would say, "Oh my gosh, ramen is amazing, but this is so good. Heck, this might even be better than cup ramen. Now, definitely not better than Ichiraku ramen, but, I don't think anything will top that for me. But this is so good." He began to chow down, completely and utterly destroying his plate. He would then say, "Is there any more?" "Thought you might be a little hungry." "Yeah, there's a good amount more. I actually wanted to save some for, well, when we head into the land of waves. You said you wanted to go, so might as well go with you." "Actually, I think I'd like to stay here for a while. I just wanted a place to, hang out, and you said you'd be my friend, and I'd help out with the chores and stuff like that. So could I stay here, please? It'd be hard to make a friend when I already have one." "I'd like that, Naruto. It'd be nice to have some company around here." "Really? Thank you. But if you're gonna be my friend, then you're also gonna need to be on par with me." "Does that mean?" "It means that we'll train. We're not gonna be shinobi, obviously. We're not in Konoha. And I would already be in the academy, and you would be in the academy. But we're not shinobi. We'll simply be mercenaries, I guess you could say. But not for hire. We'll just know how to defend ourselves. We'll know jutsu and all that stuff. That's really the main bulk of stuff I have here. Scrolls, a bunch of scrolls and stuff like that, with fighting techniques, genjutsu, taijutsu, ninjutsu. I hope we can learn them all together, Naruto." "Yeah, I'd like that, Fuji." "Alright then, I'll be the sensei, and you'll be the trainee. Got that?" "Thank you, sensei," Naruto would say, getting up and bowing, as then they would both proceed to laugh their heads off. I haven't laughed like that in a while. Thanks, Naruto. I needed that. I think I needed that too. As then, Fuji would begin to clean up as Naruto would get one last plate and scarf it down. "Alright then. Training begins tomorrow. Now, I want you to be good and well rested. Because I'm going all out." Naruto would breathe, sensing the air around him, listening for any movement, the slightest movement. He had a blindfold over his eyes. He couldn't see anything, but he could hear better, smell better. He could feel the ground under his feet, as if he could sense the movements of the small rats scurrying across the ground. But he couldn't even begin to sense the blow that was coming. Naruto would take a punch straight to the jaw and feel a pop in his side. Naruto would say, flicking around and throwing his own punch, but it would get deflected, and then a knee to his neck. That was dirty. You'll never become stronger if you don't focus. You've become quite strong over these few years, Naruto. But even though you're already 13, you still aren't able to fight without your eyes. And if a shinobi takes your eyes, you should be able to fight without them. You should be able to fight with one arm tied behind your back and no eyes. As then the blows would come one by one, Naruto trying to block, to fight back, but it was useless. Naruto would then take off the blindfold and say, "I'm gonna need a lot more training before I ever ever learn how to do what you do with your eyes covered. As Fuji would laugh down at him, extending a hand. Yeah, I guess that's right. But you've gotten pretty well yourself. You've gotten some fire style and lightning style jutsus under your belt. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess that is. I am only 13 after all. Yeah, and we're both pretty efficient in taijutsu. And we're masters in the art of the sword. I really am surprised, though. Surprised with what? Well, you picked the second out of the 3 Chinoki styles of sword combat. You see, the second style focused more primarily on defense, and you're very aggressive, so I don't know why you decided to train it, but hey, I'm not complaining. You got a good balance. That's pretty smart. Yeah, I was gonna go for Form 1, but I didn't really think it would be as much use to me, since I already know such aggressive jutsus. I could combine with my aggressive jutsus with a good defense in my sword combat. I just thought that'd be better than having a bunch of aggression and no defense. No, it's smart. I combine a lot of jutsus, both defensive and offensive, along with combining Form 3, a counterattack style, with a few moves from Form 1, just so that when I do counterattack, my attacking form is correct, obviously. If you counterattack and your attacking form is not correct on your counterattack, you're not going to kill your opponent. But, I'm rambling. Want to eat some breakfast? Yeah, I'd love that. Ugh. You know, Naruto, I've always wanted to tell you something, Fuji would say, as he began to chow on his food. What is it? The Chinoiki clan actually was a really big clan at one point. We were all killed off during the second Shinobi World War, maybe the third, I can't remember. But during the second or third Great Shinobi War, our clan was completely massacred. Only few survivors remained. And I was one of the products of 2 purebloods, so I'm still a pureblood Chinoiki. Whoa, that's cool. Now, the Chinoiki clan was massacred for a particular reason, just as the Uzumaki clan was massacred for a particular reason. Yeah, you told me the Uzumaki clan was massacred because of its sealing jutsus and how powerful they were. I wonder if I could be any good at sealing jutsus. I don't know. We don't have any scrolls on those, because the Chinoiki clan wasn't really good at that. We were good at fire and lightning style. Much like you are. Heck, you could pass for a Chinoiki with your blonde hair. Yeah. Wait, you think we could trick people into thinking we're brothers? I don't think anybody in the land of waves, nor any people where you come from. But maybe in another land, like the land of rice paddies. That's only a few hour walk away from here. It's pretty close to the land of waves, actually. Yeah, that'd be cool. And speaking of, when should we head into the land of waves? You always go by yourself. I'd like to go with you the next time. Really? Well, of course. Yeah, I'd like that. But I was planning on going today, so do you really want to go today, or did you want to take that rest day like you asked? Oh, no, definitely want to take the rest day. I love going to the creek and just sitting there. It's so much fun. And I'd go do a little fishing as well, you know? Get a couple extra fish for dinner tonight. Alright then. The next month, I promise I'll take you. Really? Thanks. But, as I said, the Chinoiki clan was massacred for a particular reason. You want to know what this reason was? What is it? Naruto would ask enthusiastically. Because of our dojutsu, the Ketsu Ryugan. The Ketsu what now? The Ketsu Ryugan, Naruto. The Ketsu Ryugan was a very powerful, and is a very powerful, dojutsu. Although, I only have one scroll in its abilities, and all that tells me is the basics and the fundamentals of it. And really, all that tells me is that it gives me heightened vision. I guess it's a weaker version of the Byakugan, I guess. All I know is that apparently it was so powerful my clan was massacred for it. Although the Hyuga clan was never massacred for theirs, so there must be some other hidden abilities behind it that I just don't know about because my parents didn't have any scrolls on it. But I know that once I awaken it, I'll become much more powerful. I can't believe I haven't awakened it yet. Well, maybe there's something you need to do. Does it talk about that on the scroll? No, it doesn't even talk about the awakening method. You see, with the Hyuga clan, it's rough training, and with the Uchiha clan, it's a traumatic experience. Or, maybe not a traumatic experience. Maybe you're just, super happy. It has to be full of emotion to awaken it. Although that's my extent of my knowledge on the Byakugan and Sharingan, other than the Sharingan gives you pattern sensing, and the power to cast Genjutsu at the third state, I think. And then the Byakugan, all I know is that it has extended sight. Just a better version of the Ketsuryugan from the knowledge I know about all the dojutsus. But that's enough. I'm gonna head into town because I don't want to arrive after dark. I'll see you later, Naruto. As he would begin to walk off, Naruto would then smile as he proceeded to walk down to the creek and throw a line in the water. Fuji would be making his way back from the Land of Waves through the forest, just collecting a few things because he was going to go next month instead of 2 months from now, so he didn't need to gather too many things for just a 1-month journey rather than a 2-month or 3-month wait. But as he was traveling through the forest, he would see a young girl with a pink dress and a small choker around her neck, her black hair flowing down and a beautiful smile on her face. He would stop and jump down. "Well, how are you, miss?" he would say. As the girl would whip around, Fuji would immediately start blushing as he would cover his face in embarrassment. "Oh, wow, you're a lot prettier than I thought." "Thank you," the young girl would say, simply smiling. "My name's Fuji. What's yours?" Fuji would embarrassingly ask. "My name is Haku. Nice to meet you." Nice to meet you too." He would go and he would sit down. "What are you doing all the way out here? There's not much out here outside the Land of Waves." "I'm just gathering a few herbs. They're used in medicines, actually." "Huh. I didn't know that." "Yes, most medicines, most conventional medicines at least, are made out of herbs like these." She would show him a few flowers. "Oh, well, that's cool," he would say. Anyways, well, do you have, any parents or anything?" Oh god, I'm sorry, that was a horrible question. Oh jeez, I don't even know why I asked that. "No, I don't. But I do have someone that I care about. A whole lot." "Oh, please don't tell me you have a boyfriend." "Oh, that's funny. No, not a boyfriend. A friend, though." "Yes, a friend. And I'd do anything for him. Anything at all." "Oh, that's great. I have a friend that I'd do anything for, too." "Really? Are you a shinobi? Because you look pretty strong." Yeah, I train here and there, but I'm not a fully fledged shinobi." "Well, neither am I, but I still consider myself strong." So, do you know jutsu? Wait, if you're not a kunoichi, then... Wait, are you a mercenary?" "It's our little secret." She would laugh at him. "I do believe that what makes strong, or what makes someone strong, is the fact that they care about someone else, that they fight for someone other than themselves. Because a man who fights for himself, or a woman for that matter, is doomed to fail, and is doomed to die. But someone who fights for someone else, even though they may die, is doomed, or rather, fated, to succeed." That's actually incredibly wise. Wow. You're beautiful and you're wise. Oh wait, oh my god, once again, I am so sorry. You're funny. Well, I better get going. My friend is waiting on me. Yeah, mine is too. We can meet again someday, can't we, Haku? He would say, sticking out his hand. Haku would grab his hand, saying, I'd love that. They would simply shake hands as Fuji would run off, red as a tomato. What a cute young boy. Haku would say as she'd jump away. And that is the end of the first part. Wow. That was long. I haven't done one of these in a while. Now, it's probably not going to be as long as my normal ones, because my normal ones are like an hour long. But then again, I always say that, and they always add up to somewhere around at least 30 minutes. But hopefully I still get the content you guys like, and hopefully that was good enough for y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.